posting my last video on intermittent fasting while breastfeeding, I decided maybe I should give you some tips on how to successfully intermittent fast. Because the idea of not eating for a stretch of time, I guess it can be daunting to some, especially if you wake up early and you're used to eating as soon as you wake up, or if you're maybe doing a different schedule where you're trying to not eat in the evening and so that you can eat breakfast the next morning whenever you wake up. Whatever it is, there's going to be a period of time where you're not eating, and this can seem daunting to some. So I just wanted to give you a few tips on how to make that work, how to get through it, and how to start loving intermittent fasting. I have 6 suggestions on how to get through your intermittent fast with joy and mental clarity and not hating your life. These are just some tips from what I do and what helps me to do my intermittent fast and to really love it. Okay, so the first one, it doesn't sound super appealing because a lot of people are saying you can, just intermittent fast and you can eat whatever you want to. But for me, intermittent fasting is much more effective whenever I'm not eating like junk food and sugar and carbs and whatever, but I'm sticking to a clean diet of whole foods and get rid of all the processed junk. And that way I don't have cravings, not only during my eating window, but whenever I'm fasting, I don't have cravings. And so whenever you're not craving food, it's much easier to not eat food. Okay, so secondly, it's kind of a mindset thing, but I look at my fasting window as my hydrating window. So instead of calling it my fasting window, I'm calling it my hydrating window. And I have a difficult time getting in enough water. I just get busy. I forget to drink water. And so whenever I'm a little bit hungry during my fast, it's easy for me to remember to reach for a glass of water because I'm not reaching for a snack. If I just look at it as my hydrating window and remember this is the time of day where I get to hydrate and make sure my body's getting enough liquid, enough fluids that it needs, that makes it a lot easier as well. And to go along with that as a next tip is to drink lemon water. This might be a little bit controversial on this topic, I'm not sure, but I did look it up, and what I read said that lemon juice can get you into a deeper fast more quickly. I don't know the science behind that, and I don't know if that's totally true, but what I do know is that there's hardly any calories and it does curb my appetite a bit, and so it does make it easier to not eat. It helps me to feel more satisfied, and also, I don't know about you, but for some reason whenever I drink a lot of water, I start to feel nauseous. Even if I'm drinking water when I'm really thirsty, it kind of gives me nausea after I drink water. So adding a little lemon really takes care of that. So maybe that's something you should try as well. My fourth tip is to stay busy. Don't put your fasting window at a time whenever you're just lounging around, because I don't know, for me, whenever I'm lounging around, I just want a snack. But if my fasting window is whenever I'm busy, I can use the benefit of fasting where I have that mental clarity and alertness for my work, and it just kind of goes hand in hand. I'm using the intermittent fasting benefits for my working hours, and then also I'm staying busy, and so I'm not thinking about food. So if you can put your fasting window at a time whenever you're kind of busy and you have things going on and you may not even have time to eat really, or it's kind of inconvenient to stop for that meal, then maybe that would be a good idea. So my fifth tip is to eat plenty of protein and healthy fats. This will really help you in your fasting window to not be so hungry and to not have those cravings if your body really has what it needs. So of course, eat your vegetables, drink your water, eat fruits, but in order to stay fuller longer, from my experience, if I'm eating plenty of protein and healthy fats in my eating window, my fasting window is a breeze. And my sixth tip is just to really pay attention to the benefits that you are experiencing in your fast. Whenever you're fasting, how do you feel? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel like you're more alert? You're able to focus better? I know that in the first probably a few days to a week for some people. You might be having like withdrawals from the foods that you were eating before. If you are going intermittent fasting and clean eating, you know, like right away, cold turkey, then you're probably going to have like a time of cravings and crashing and feeling like you're gonna die and you just need sugar and you just need to eat right now. But if you can get through that, clean up your diet and continue on with intermittent fasting and really give it a good, I'd say give it a good 2 weeks at least, and start paying attention to any benefits that you may be feeling. I know that whenever I'm intermittent fasting, it's much easier for me to wake up in the morning, and I just feel more alert as soon as I wake up, and I don't really have that drowsiness that I used to have. I used to drag myself out of bed, but now that I've cleaned up my diet and I intermittent fast, I set my alarm for 6 o'clock. I hop out of bed. Now I do put my phone a few feet away from my bed, so I actually have to get out of the bed to get my phone because I'm a hard sleeper and I'll just turn it off and go back to sleep. So I do that, but I don't get back in the bed. I'm up for the day and I feel good. So yeah, just pay attention to what benefits you might be experiencing. Also, maybe like research some benefits of intermittent fasting in general, and so that you can kind of look for those, and it might be motivating for you as well to keep that in mind. So I hope that you found these tips helpful. I hope that you give intermittent fasting a try. It probably doesn't work for everyone, but I think it would work for most people. Of course, as always, check with your doctor before doing any sort of diet tricks or anything, just to make sure that it's healthy for you and your particular body and circumstances and whatever you may have going on. I'm not your doctor. I'm just a person who does intermittent fasting who wanted to share some tips. That's all. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification for more. And as always, remember to live honestly, and I will see you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.